Hello and welcome to Live with Anton Gunn, Leadership Live with Anton Gunn. That's the new name. I'm trying to focus my mind around talking about it in a different way. But I'm excited to be with you today. I want you to know that every single week, my whole goal is to help you to be better, to be more effective, to be more prepared, to have a bigger impact. And so that means sometimes we will talk about problems that people are having in their organization for me to share those insights. And other times it'll be talking about what's going on broadly in the world of business and in the world of leadership culture. And today I want to talk about the 7 workplace culture trends that every C-suite executive needs to know. So this is for you if you are a C-suite leader. And if you're not a C-suite leader, maybe you report to one or you're around one, these trends matter to you. Maybe you need to share this video. Maybe you need to forward it on, or maybe you just need to write them down and put them inside of your lexicon, inside of your playbook as a leader if you want to be effective in 2024. You just need to know what the latest trends are. What are the things that matter to everybody else? And I'm going to frame these up in a fun and unique way. When I mean fun and unique, my own unique way that's fun to me. May not be fun to you, but everything is fun to me. So the first thing I want to talk about is that we know that there are some buzzwords that everybody has been using in corporate America. One of them is culture. Like, culture is everything. Our culture is the best part of our organization. Our people are our culture. I mean, they throw culture in every chance that they get. And so I want you to know that culture is a lot of different pieces, but it also is about how you treat people as a leader, how you build an environment that allows your people to operate every day. And it's also what your employees want out of the workplace. And so I'm going to give you the culture trends from the workforce standpoint. I'm going to give you the culture trends of what your employees want more of right now, what they care about more than anything else. And if you invest in these things as a leader, if you build this kind of environment as a leader, people won't want to quit. And when I mean they won't want to quit, they will stay in your organization long term. And we all know that success in business is about retaining talent, optimizing that talent, maximizing that talent, and making that talent feel like they're getting as much out of the opportunity as you are. But the challenge is most organizations don't know how to do that. They usually exploit talent and abuse talent and marginalize talent. And then that's why their people leave. And we all know that when you got high turnover rate in business, it's hard to be successful. Nobody is successful with a 50% turnover rate. I don't care who you are. And if you are barely making a margin at 50% turnover rate, well, you could be doing a lot more, bigger margins, if you didn't have talent leaving your organization going to work somewhere else. So let's jump right into it. This probably won't be a long broadcast today. I just want to give you the meat and the potatoes right now. Won't do a whole lot of editorializing, and I always say that, but then I end up editorializing. But let me just go ahead and jump right in. 7 workplace culture trends that every C-suite executive needs to be aware of this year right now. Trend number 1, mental wellness matters. Mental wellness matters. That's the first thing I want you to know, is that your employees care about their mental health. Now, mental health is not just providing mental health benefits as a part of your employee benefits plan, but literally is, are you creating the space and time in your organization for people to take care of their mental health and to focus on mental wellness? This ain't about bean bags and ping pong tables where people are having fun at work, but are you literally going to take seriously that everybody is stressed, everybody is working harder, that everybody is having to do more with less, and it's taking a toll on their mental and emotional well-being? That we know that 2024 is an election year. And so emotions are going to run high in an election year. Are you doing things in the workforce to keep your people relaxed, calm, focused on what's important to them, and that is their health and well-being? So I want you to know, first and foremost, out of the gate, mental wellness matters to your employees. And if you want to build a great culture, then you need to be investing in ways to create more wellness, particularly around mental health, around people's mental wellness in the workplace. That's trend number one. Okay. Now, trend number two is one that I hope y'all have figured this out, because if you haven't figured number two out, you will struggle to attract Gen Z workers into your organization. You're going to struggle with some of younger millennials or zillennials, as some people like to refer to them. And here is the trend. This is the trend that matters to this generation. And that is, they want purpose over a paycheck. Let me repeat that again. They want purpose over a paycheck. They will prioritize purpose over a paycheck. So the main point is, as a leader, they want to be paid and they want to be compensated well, but they really want to know, what's the purpose of all of this work? Are we in it just to make money, or is there some greater purpose behind it? Is there some reason why we've chosen to go in this direction for our business? The why. They want to know the why. What is the why behind what you do? Yeah, they want to be paid well, but purpose matters more than anything else. And they want to be in an organization that is purpose driven, that is mission driven, that is around solving some uniqueness, some challenge that exists in the world. In every business, if they're good, if they're worth their weight in gold, they should be providing some value beyond just the bottom line to the shareholders and the investors and the people who are involved financially in the company. What are you doing? What is your mission driven message? And so the companies and the leaders need to understand that your employees want to know, what's the purpose. They want to feel like that they're part of a bigger mission. So that's the second trend, is you need to have purpose over paychecks. Okay. Now here's the third trend, one that this is an old one, kind of easy for you to get and easy for you to understand. And that is the remote revolution 2.0. See, it used to be the remote revolution 1.0 was about, do you have a Wi-Fi connection at home? You got a laptop at home. Can you work from home? Do you have all of the work tools and the work keys to work from home? Can you get on a Zoom meeting or the Teams meeting, et cetera, et cetera? People want that. That's the remote revolution 1.0. But remote revolution 2.0 is flexibility. Are you okay for me not just working from home, but are you okay with me leaving this city and moving 3 zip codes away, or 3 time zones away, or 3 continents away? See, that's the remote revolution 2.0, is how do you build the highest level of engagement when your team is literally making the decision that we all leaving Chicago and we're moving to Greenville, South Carolina, or we're leaving New York City and we're moving to Charlotte, or we're leaving Los Angeles or San Francisco and we're moving to Hawaii. Or better still, maybe we want to lower our lifestyle, so we're moving to Bali. And so what are you going to do to create connection, to create engagement, to build a positive work environment and keep teams collaborating together when your workforce is asking for the flexibility and the support to move clear on the other side of the country, on the other side of the world, with no pretext that they will ever be back into the office ever again? And so my question is, are you ready for that kind of trend? Is your workforce ready for that? And if you're not open to it and flexible to it, if you really think people are going to come back into the office 4 days a week, some people will. The people who want to be in the C-suite with you, they'll come into the office 4 days a week. But for Bobby and Sarah, who've decided that this job is what they want to work and do a good job of it, but they are prioritizing family and their peace of mind, their mental wellness over everything else, they're not trying to get into the C-suite. So they want to move somewhere else. And they want to know, is this organization open and flexible for me to make that kind of decision? If you're not ready for this new trend that is going to dominate the workplace. That is trend number 3. Now here's trend number 4. It's going to sound crazy when I say it, but I'm going to say it. It is time for hierarchy to die. That's right. Trend number 4 is the death of hierarchy. See, it used to be having this top-down leadership model is that you report to somebody who reports to somebody who reports to somebody who reports to somebody who reports to somebody, and you thinking that that's the way to go, that you need to respect the hierarchy in the organization. Yeah, people are going to respect it to a certain degree. But really what they're looking for is an opportunity to be empowered to do their jobs. They don't want to have to ask their boss and their boss's boss and their boss's boss's boss, the boss's boss's boss to execute on something. They want the liberty and the flexibility and the empowerment to be able to execute. So you need to learn how to build flat organizations as best as possible, not to have all this hierarchy and bureaucracy that I got to go through 5 people. And if I want to take one day off, but I should be able to go to the person I report to and say, hey, I need this time for me and my family. Or do I have the ability to try something new in terms of our sales process? Do I have the ability to innovate? Do I get the ability to bring new ideas into the workplace? And so the hierarchy is going to die going forward. Like all of these top-down, autocratic systems upon systems where you got 15 VPs reporting to 25 senior VPs, and then 25 senior VPs reporting to 5 executive VPs, and then 5 executive VPs reporting to the C-suite. That's crazy. That ain't gonna work long term, because people gotten over the idea of a title is important. I mean, I know people who work in a lot of corporate spaces, and it used to be a sense of pride around having the title of vice president until they created 2,000 vice presidents. And now everybody's a vice president. And if you ain't a vice president, then you look like you ain't succeeding at work. And if you are a vice president, then everybody knows that's just a glorified title for middle manager. You got enough of a title to look like you're important, but you don't have enough power or have been empowered enough to actually get things done. And so this hierarchy is going to go away. That's the 4th workplace culture trend that every C-suite leader needs to be aware of and needs to be thinking about, is how you move that. Okay, now here's number 5. Real easy. I want you to know the trend is that learning never stops. Every last one of your employees, every last one of them needs to learn, wants to learn, and is committed to growth and development. And because their learning never stops, they are expecting their organization to invest in their learning and development. That they don't want to hear anymore about the only time a speaker gets brought in is for the senior leadership conference, and that the senior leaders or the people who have been identified as leaders get the opportunity to get teaching and training and coaching from a keynote speaker like me. They want to hear from me too. And so their expectation is, if you're going to put together some learning and development, you're going to make it available to all employees in the organization, that everybody's going to have somewhat of a professional development budget, whether it's $500 or $5,000. They're going to expect the opportunity to learn and grow. They're going to expect to learn and grow cross-functionally inside of the organization. Not even going back to the death of the hierarchy. You got to empower people to work cross-functionally in your organization. That's the new expectation, is that everybody's got to learn and grow and to maximize how we do these jobs well, and to fill in the gap when somebody leaves the organization, because we know that people are going to leave. Now, here is the workplace culture trend number 6. Now, this is going to sound like an old trend, but I want you to know it's a real trend, and that diversity and inclusion is not a buzzword. It needs to be a verb, not a buzzword, but a verb. It needs to be what you do every day. And employees are really expecting you as an organization to continue to build out a DEI framework, diversity, equity, and inclusion framework. That it can't be a buzzword that you just put on a website or you put in an annual report to tell everybody what you're doing on diversity. People want to see what you're doing on diversity. And so they're going to keep going to your website. And if they go to the senior leadership team and they only see a bunch of white guys, that's going to say to them, this company is not diverse. So you got to find a way to make your diversity work in action word. That what we're doing is diversifying our teams. What we're doing is including more people. What we're doing is evaluating where we might have inequities in how we pay people, how we treat people, the policies that we have. People are expecting it to be much more than jargon. They're expecting it to be action-based. And if you are a leader in an organization who's not committed to diversity and inclusion, not committed to equity, if that is you, then you have created a recipe that your organization will cease to exist in the next 20 years, maybe even the next 10 years. Why am I saying this to you today? Because we know that our nation is continuing to diverse. The world is continuing to become more and more diverse. And when it comes to race and ethnicity, like we are literally going to be a majority diverse, racially and ethnically diverse country in the next, it's 2024 now, in the next 16 years. By 2040, we will no longer be a majority white nation. That's scientific data. That's trend data from the Census Bureau. Don't take my word for it. Go and read it yourself. And depending on how we continue to deal with immigration or who continues to have babies versus who's not having babies, it might accelerate faster than that. And so the point is, 25 years from now, 30 years from now, who's going to be the majority of the workforce? People who are diverse. And the companies who figure out how to develop, commit to, implement, operationalize, and demonstrate the values of DEI are the companies that are going to be still winning. So as a C-suite executive, do you want to be responsible for your company going away because you were so wedded to doing things the way you always done them, hiring people who look just like you, who think just like you, who went to the same school that you went to, come from the same background that you went to, from the same part of the country? If you want to repeat that process over and over again, prepare to become obsolete and to disappear. And that is trend number 6. And that is DEI, diversity and inclusion, is not a buzzword. It has to be a verb. Now, last trend, number 7. Real simple trend, real easy, but you all know that this is on the radar screen. And that is technology must be your ally in corporate America, specifically artificial intelligence. The company who is not using artificial intelligence to simplify processes and take mundane, busy work tasks out of the way so your employees can focus on the higher, more complicated tasks are businesses that are also going to be obsolete, because you're going to make it less desirable for your people to stay there because they're doing mundane tasks that could be easily done if we use ChatGPT, or if we use Bard or some other AI application that allows people to get things done faster. And so you got to find ways to invest in technology and know that it's your ally, it's a friend. The technology has your back. You cannot be afraid of the technology. So many people are afraid of it. And they got all these conspiracy theories and talking about movies like The Terminator, blah, blah, blah. That stuff is not real. But what is real is that employees are tired of doing simple, mundane tasks that could be easily automated, and they want to use their brains for the thinking tools, the innovative tools, the opportunity to add value. And the only way you do that is by to embracing technology and letting it be your ally inside of your company. So there you have it, the 7 workplace culture trends that are important to employees. I'm going to lay them all out real quickly again. And that is mental wellness matters. Number 2, people want purpose over their paychecks. Number 3, the remote revolution 2.0, which is flexibility and allowing your people to never come back into the office and move somewhere else. It's the permanent state of what people want. Number 4 is the death of the hierarchy. Cross-functional teams, flat organizations is the trend that you need to be embracing. Number 5, learning never stops. Your people want to learn. They want to learn everything that they can. They want to grow. And I'm talking about everybody from Bill, who works in the parking garage, to the C-suite. Every leader wants to grow. So you got to focus on that. Number 6, DEI is not a buzzword. It has to be a verb. It's how you live, how you operate, and what you value. And number 7, technology is your ally. So there you have it, the 7 workplace culture trends going forward. For every C-suite leader needs to be aware of these and needs to know them. And if you want more details about what I'm sharing here, make sure you go to antongunn.com/blog and check out my blog post on this. antongunn.com/blog. This is what you need to get ready to be a better leader, to build a better organization, and to operationalize things in this coming year and into the future. So I hope this is helpful to you. Please share this video with someone if you think it's valuable to them and they can get some use out of it. Otherwise, I'll see you all next Wednesday. Have a fantastic day.